Hey, what's happening, everybody? What's happening, everybody? Thank y'all for chiming in. Thank y'all for climbing on in. I want to thank everybody who's watching this podcast on YouTube, Instagram, Tickalacka, Facebook, Red Note, Fan Base, LinkedIn. I want to thank y'all for chiming in. Thank y'all for climbing on in. Hey, listen, I want to give my flowers to this gentleman, Mr. Dr. Lionel Green. Dr. Lionel Green, I want to give you your flowers today, my brother, for giving me that encouragement to get into this podcast game, to get into this internet game. I learned it all from WBGR TV right there in Hyattsville, Maryland. Hey, listen, Dr. Green, I want to give you your flowers today, sir. Salute. Also, I want to give a shout out to that girl, your girl, Natasha Carpenter, with that excellent tea, the excellent coffee. If you need to find her, you can find her on YouTube, Facebook, Tickalacka, Red Note, Fan Base, LinkedIn, and tell her RickTitus sent you over there, family. Listen, family, do that boy RickTitus a favor. Like, share, subscribe, and comment. Like, share, subscribe, and comment. Listen, subscribe, kick those doggone thumbs up on YouTube, hit that doggone notification bell, and listen, donations are accepted. Donations are accepted. And listen, let's look into that donation box. I see Dillon, South Carolina, Savannah, Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia, Cairo, Illinois, Memphis, Tennessee, Chattanooga, Tennessee, Knoxville, Tennessee, uh, Birmingham, Alabama. I greatly appreciate it. Thank y'all for the donation. Thank y'all for the donation. A lot of people don't want to give thanks to the guys and the women that's doing the donations. Listen, welcome to this exquisite podcast. Welcome. Before we get into the podcast, before we get into this podcast game, I want to make sure that you guys understand something. Listen, it costs money. It costs a lot of money to get a professional photographer. Y'all understand what I'm saying? It costs a lot of money to get a professional photographer. Listen, book your sessions today. Book your sessions today. Stop procrastinating and book your events today. Book your events today. We had a outstanding, exquisite podcast event last Saturday and last Sunday. Listen, if you got a grandmama, you got a granddaddy, you got a wife and a husband, you got kids, you got uncles and nieces and nephews, and you got them cousins, come and take a photo picture in our gallery. We got an 8-foot square facility, 8,000 foot square facility, 8,000 square foot. Listen, come and do some business with Exquisite Podcast. And listen, guys, I want to jump into this. Stop procrastinating. Book your event today. Book your event today to get your pictures done, to get your photographs done. Book your sessions today. And listen, this is the deal, guys. This is the deal. Listen, we are renting out some studio spots for podcasts. I don't think y'all hearing me. Get in touch with that boy RickTitus. We are renting out studio spots for podcasts. If you got a podcast that you want to do, get in touch with that boy RickTitus. Get in touch with that boy RickTitus so we can rent out our studio. We want to do that for the community. If you got something to say, you want to be heard, get in touch with that boy RickTitus. Get in touch with that boy RickTitus and start renting out your studio. Renting out your studio. Get in touch with that boy RickTitus so we can go ahead and get your podcast popping and shining. So look, go on Facebook and join us on the Facebook group at Exquisite Podcast in the Facebook group. It's a public event. It's a public group. Listen, we located in Waldorf, Maryland. Everybody in the DMV knows where Waldorf, Maryland is located at. Right in the St. Charles Town Center Mall, right around the corner from J.C. Penney. Go to our Facebook group, Exquisite Podcast. Now, you guys that want to do a podcast, you guys that got something that you want to say, email me at exquisitepodcast60 at gmail.com. Email that boy RickTitus at exquisitepodcast60 at gmail.com. Give me your full name, give me your email address, give me your backdrop, your markup, and give me the name of your show and the time of your show. Huh? Email that boy RickTitus. I'm gonna say it again. Exquisite Podcast at 60 at gmail.com. Exquisite Podcast 60 at gmail.com. Give me your full name, your email address, your telephone number, your backdrop, your markup, the name of your show, and the time of your show. Get that to me. Get that to me, family. Get that to that boy RickTitus. Get that to that boy RickTitus. Now listen, you guys and you pastors out here, listen to me very carefully. Let's stop making this thing so difficult. You pastors out there, if you want to touch somebody, you want to let RickTitus do all of the heavy work for you, just get in touch with that boy RickTitus so we can go ahead and get this thing here popping. So we can get this thing up and popping. All you need is a cell phone. You don't even need to be in the studio. You don't need to be in the state of Maryland. All you need is a cell phone, high-speed internet, a laptop, or a desktop. I'm going to say that again. You don't even have to come in the studio, family. All you need is one of these gadgets right here, one of these computers here, one of these cell phones here that take excellent pictures. Laptop, desktop, and high-speed internet, and we can get your podcast popping. We can get your ministry popping, huh? You ministry, you pastors out there got something to say. Y'all got some good literature. Y'all got some excellent literature, but this is the issue. Nobody is seeing you. Nobody is hearing you, and you're not touching anybody. Pastors, let us do the hard work. A lot of people don't have the cameras. A lot of people don't have the backdrop, the markup, the podcast panel, the microphone, the location, the backdrops to make your location spot out, the fancy microphones, that panel board. A lot of people don't have it. Let us do the hard work. Let that boy RickTitus do the hard work for you, family. If you want to get that podcast done, if you want to get that podcast screen, you want to get that ministry screen, get in touch with that boy. Get in touch with that boy RickTitus. You don't even have to be in the US of A. Huh? You don't even have to be international. You know what I mean. You can be in the US of A. You can be international. Get your podcast popping and jumping. Getting your podcast popping and jumping. So, we're renting out podcast space. We're renting out our studio. We got an 8,000 square foot studio in Waldorf, Maryland at the St. Charles Town Center Mall. Welcome to Exquisite Podcasting. So if you got a podcast that you want to do, all you got to do is just get in touch with that boy. Get in touch with that boy RickTitus. Get in touch with that boy RickTitus so we can go ahead and get your podcast popping, so we can go ahead and get your ministry popping, pastors, so you can touch somebody, pastor, with that boy RickTitus with Exquisite Podcast, This is the thing that we're trying to do. And listen, let me drop some Cracker Jacks. Let me drop some Cracker Jacks on you. Listen, we got an FBA family out in the state of Georgia. And then hold up. Wait a minute. Somebody emailed me and somebody was on my live earlier today and said, well, why you always talking about helping somebody? Why not? The way this crazy world is going right now, everybody needs some help. So don't tell me what I should be saying and what I should not be saying. Listen, if you don't know about this eminent domain, we got a FBA family in Georgia. It might be in your state too. Guess what? Let's bring the Cracker Jacks. Let's bring these Cracker Jacks without the peanuts in it. They're trying to build a railroad in this family backyard. They got like 600 acres. in the state of Georgia. Now what kind of Cracker Jack pills are they doing down there in the state of Georgia with this eminent domain? So if you don't believe me, look it up. Look it up, family. But we got to get on code, family. We got to get on code. We're the only group out here that don't have our duckies in order. Huh? I want to touch on this last one thing here and listen. Listen with your ears, not with your mouth. Huh? With the Cracker Jacks. Let me bring the Cracker Jacks out of the box. You know, I had some families out here notifying me and getting in touch with me because they lost a loved one, but they don't have the finance. Our finances upside down. Our finances upside down. Family, FBA family, start getting some insurance on your loved ones. So when they leave this planet, when they leave this earth, because you got to go one day too, so they can be buried in a fantastic way, because they are going home. So get that insurance, get that life insurance policy together. Stop buying all of these expensive things that you can't afford. But we can afford to go out and we can go out and do that. We can go out to the restaurants, and gobble, 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 but we can't take care of our loved ones. We don't want to have to build a GoFundMe. We don't want the kids to say, hey, look, can you bury my mama and my daddy, my aunt, and my auntie? No, we don't want that. If you had the proper insurance, that'll take care of everything for you. So you don't need nobody's help. So let's go ahead and take care of that family. Let's go ahead and take care of that family. And listen, invest into some type of business. Stop being the consumers out here. You're talking to that boy from Maysville, South Carolina, Sumter, South Carolina, Harriet Tubman Railroad Underground. Yeah, I said it. You're talking to that boy, RickTitus. That boy, RickTitus, is getting ready to bring some fire. Exquisite podcast is coming. Talk to that boy, RickTitus. Listen, I'm going to end this video. Listen, we are renting out studio space. If you need a space to come in and do your podcast, get in touch with that boy, RickTitus. If you want a podcast stream, get in touch with that boy, RickTitus. If pastors out here, you pastors, you all want to get your word out. You want to touch somebody, pastor, come and get in touch and climb in touch with that boy, RickTitus. Listen, I'm going to see you guys on another video. And guess what? Who said it couldn't be done?